All right, so for 4.3, we're still working with quadratics. Okay, and so for the quadratics, we have a parabola that has the following points: 0, 0, -1, 2, or -2, I think it is. Yep, and then 1, 6. And it says, what is the, we basically are asked to write the equation of the parabola in standard form. So now this is something different. We're going to try to model, and remember that standard form is this. We're going to say f of x is equal to ax squared plus bx plus c. All right, so let's clear this out and then go to stat, go to edit, and you may need to clear it. So I'm going to hit stat. In fact, let's all do this. Go up to L1. Do not hit delete. Hit clear. Do not hit delete. Hit clear. Okay? No, wait till it gets back.
Stat, edit,
Who?
clear.
Seth. So now we do the same thing. Do not hit delete, hit clear. If you hit delete, it deletes the whole thing. You want to hit clear, and then again you want to hit clear, and that clears the whole list. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plot these three numbers or points. Move this over a little bit, and so I've got 0, 0. So just like x, y, and then I'm going to say -1, -2. Well, I went in the wrong spot here. -2, and then 1, 6.
Wait, 0, 0, -1,
Yeah, so L1 are all the x values, and L2 are all the y values. So you're going to graph them just like the coordinate points: 0, 0, -1, -2, and then 1, 6. Does that make sense to you guys?
Yep.
All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to second and then hit y equals, and that pulls up my stat plot. Now notice that Mr. Adams has all of his plots turned off, so I'm going to turn on plot 1. So I'm going to turn that on, and I'm going to use L1, L2. And so I want to graph this and see what I've got there. Now the problem is I don't know what the I don't know what the vertex is. Okay. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to graph the parent function. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to put y equals, and I'm just going to say x squared, right, plus x plus, we'll just put 0 for now. And I'm going to graph that.
Wait, you said plus x and plus 0?
Yeah. Okay. Now if you notice, the parent function, what I really just put was x squared, right? X squared plus x. Now there's two things. The b term rotates the parabola around the upside down parabola. In other words, if I graph negative x squared, as I change that b term, it'll move the vertex of the parent function to the left or right on that upside down parabola. And so what I want to do is I want to try to line up this blue graph in such a way that it kind of fits those plots. So I want to move to the left. So let's try this. I'm going to say plus 2 for my b term. So over here, I'm going to change that to plus 2. Whoops.
Yeah, plus.
2x, and then I'll just say plus. I'll say, I think we'll just say plus 0 for now. We'll do one thing at a time. So see what I have? I have x squared plus 2x plus 0. Hit enter.
Pretty close.
And see how that moves that over? See how we're getting close to it?
Yep.
So now what I want to do is I want to vertically shift that thing down. Maybe let's start with 1 unit. Let's try vertically shifting it down 1 unit. How would I do that? Which term do I change? The A, B, or C?
C.
C.
Oh, it's
C,
yeah.
C, right? So I'm going to say minus 1. Now what that'll do is shift that blue graph down 1. So let's see. Hey, it goes right through the vertex.
And misses the other 2 points.
And misses the other 2 points. So what I kind of need to do is shrink it. So now how do I shrink it? A shrinks it, right? So I think if I go back here, let's try putting in, and you got to hit second, delete, which puts the insert. I'm going to try putting 2 in there, just for fun to see what it does. And so now I'm going to hit graph. Oh, well, it shrunk it, right? It compressed it horizontally, but now I've got to move it. I got to move it around that parabola some more, right?
Oh, because now it's missing it again.
Now it's missing it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here and which term do I change?
The B.
The B. So let's try 3.
Wait, what does the B do?
Hey, look, that's pretty close.
Not quite.
Oh,
Not
I
quite.
gotta shrink it a little.
press it a little more.
Okay, so the question was, what does the B do? So now remember, A, it compresses, it shrinks or stretches, right? Vertically, which can kind of have an impact like this, where it compresses, actually it does this, but sometimes we can think in terms like this, because as we stretch something vertically, it seems like it's shrinking it horizontally. And the A term does that. B, if you have an upside down parabola, what it does is it will move the parabola, the vertex, along this upside down parabola either to the left or right. So if this is my parent function in blue, if the B value is plus or minus, it'll move it in the opposite direction along that upside down parabola, right? And then C, of course, which can be plus or minus, will move this up or down. So that's a vertical shift, up or down. Okay? Now we can do this using some algebra, but really I want you guys to get familiar with transforming the graph. And then we'll do the algebra at a later time. So now as you look at that, I'm pretty close. I think I need to shrink it a little more, maybe. I don't know.
Well, hold on.
Or maybe we could just move it a little bit.
So
Yeah,
isn't,
move it.
Isn't the C value equal to the
Y-intercept?
So wouldn't the y-intercept of that be at 0, 0?
Possibly.
So shouldn't C be 0?
Possibly, yeah. So the C should, he's correct. The C should be the while it's the vertical shift, it's also the y-intercept. And so as you can see here, we have this point 0, 0. Remember, the y-intercept occurs when x equals 0. That gives me the y-intercept. And in this case, it's 0. And so he's saying C is the y value of the y-intercept. So it should be 0, right? Which is really good. So let's try that. Let's change that. So we're going to take away this -1 and just delete that. Whoops. So what did I have?
2x squared.
X squared
Plus 3x.
plus. I'm going to try plus 4x.
Let's do
I like that
I
one.
like that.
And let's just let's graph that and see where we end up with.
Okay.
Okay. Graph.
Oh, what do you know?
So close.
That's pretty darn close, isn't it?
I think that's exact.
right. Let's go like 4.5.
Now let's look at the table and see what we have.
Okay.
Well, we have 0, 0. That's good. At -1, we have -2. And at 1, we have 6. Hey, that goes through all 3 points, doesn't it?
Well,
Yes, it does.
how do you
It
do
does.
that?
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good, huh? So now we're going to do the regression thing. All right? So now we're going to do the regression thing. By the way, we have a scalar multiplier. I really believe it's x squared plus 2x. Right?
What?
I think it's actually x squared. Let's see. And you guys can explain this to me if you want. I really think it's x squared plus 2x. Let's see what that does.
You can reduce them.
No, it's not. We have the right one.
Wow.
X squared plus 2x. Well, I was just checking.
Maybe you
Well, I'd have the same zeros. So anyways, that I think that's the answer. So now if you hit stat, hit the stat button, then you go over here and you choose calc, and then you choose option number 5, and we come down here. If I want to store this in my graphing calculator, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit vars, go over to y vars, select function, and remember I've got some stuff graphed, so I'm just going to plug that in y sub 5 just for the fun of it, and then I'm going to hit calculate. Uh-oh, how did I screw up?
I did it.
Well, look what I did though on accident. Do you see what it did? It did L1, L3. How did I get that? So let's try that again.
It said 2.
Mine says
So we're going to go quad regression. Yours will probably work because Mr. Adams, I don't know, one of my classes I used the wrong. All right, so now I've got the right stuff. I'm going to hit vars. I can't see it because the light's in my eyes.
why?
And we'll do 5. Hit enter, hit enter. Boom.
That's what I got.
Because I didn't.
Now if I hit this, I've got the right thing. 2 times x squared plus 4x plus 0. Right?
That's the
Does that make sense? Anybody have any
Yeah.
questions?